Long have we remained hidden from the eyes of the enemy, operating in the shadows, fighting his causes across Middle-earth for generations of our noble line. Many would accuse us of cowardice, of not living up to our responsibilities, but we face death each and every day, as we shield those unable to defend themselves. Some call us rangers, as if it were a derogatory term, whether it is from wolves, trolls, or worse, and there are things in the dark that make these foes pale by comparison, and we have met and faced them, now as in our past. Even our ancient dead have turned upon us, and our old world is but a memory, distant glories, those of song and funeral dirge. We preserve the bloodlines of the old Númenor, of the 4 ships of Elendil that held much magnificence and hope in a day that is long past, appearing only in the embers of our dreams, in poetry and verse, in mouldering records kept in a few of the greater libraries of this world. For we hide the bloodlines of the kings of men, of the kingdom of Arnor, the ill-fated realm that split into 3 at the death of the last king, Eärendil. Although we hide, we turn the tide of war against our foe, and his eyes search everywhere for us, for he fears the blood of Númenor. Glorious was the kingdom of Arnor, and those that followed, Arthedain in the west, that lay from Gilgalad's gift of the white towers of Elistirion, by the river Lune to the river Baranduin. Númenor was theirs, as was the capital at Fornosterrein. Cardlan lay in the south of Arnor, between the Baranduin through to the Grey Flood, containing the great east road of elf and dwarf, in the now ruinous city of Tharbad, once great. Treacherous Rhudaur fell into shadow, but in its glory lay in the east, from the Weather Hills and Amon Sûl, where the 3 met, to the very borders of Imladris and the Misty Mountains. Great was our history, too much to tell of the 7 kings of Arnor and the Palantir, the 3 that caused much of our woes. There was jealousy there, and the kingdoms of both Cardlan and Rhudaur greatly desired the Seeing Stone of Amon Sûl, but it was denied them, even at the end. Even when Arvedui, king of Arthedain, and his sons died at sea, with the loss of the 2 Palantir of Amon Sûl and Númenor. Malbeth the seer predicted him the last of Arthedain, and his surviving son Aranarth took the chieftainship of the Dúnedain in exile. After plague, war, and treachery, the Witch King's machinations all failed to utterly destroy us. Still we live. Between Linden, Imladris, and the North Downs we are scattered, and the traditions are all that hold us. That, and the surviving blood of kings that runs in our chieftains. Otar, squire of Isildur, brought the shards of Narsil to Imladris, where we added the scepter of Númenor and the ancient ring of Barahir, given unto the Edain in the times of the First Age in sign of the friendship of all elves. A tradition began which saw our chieftains fostered in Imladris to train in safety in their youth, so that they may yet unite the kingdoms of old reborn. The time has come, at last, for us to think of what was, and make it so again. The wise still speak of a time when Cardlan, Arthedain, and Rhudaur will be united and populated again, and the mistakes of our ancestors be wiped from history, save as a reminder, a warning to those of future lines. We possess the one man who could unite the kingdoms of Arnor and Gondor. His name is Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and his is the power that could overturn the stewardship that has served Middle-earth well in the south, and announce to all the return of the king. With trumpets and blazoned banners, the Dúnedain will call the notes of dynasty that has long remained unheard. The Grey Company will ride in war, and all will fall before our irrepressible charge. The way will not be of ease. We are comparatively few, and our allies may be the stronger part of our hope, yet there are enough to make our dreams true. There are others who will follow our early days in war, and they remember, but have lost hope. They remember the alliance that overthrew the Witch King at Fornost, and will do their part again. The elves, the folk of the Breeland, the scattered folk of Eregion, they will answer our call, and we may yet find allies in the dwarves, for they are stronger than they fear they are not. The Greater West is our land of friendship and alliance. Trade is good, and the strength of men is beyond recall. Together we will make songs of old live again, bring the words of poets out of the pages of books, and the memory of great Arnor will take form from all of this. King Aragorn was fought in wars across Middle-earth, leading the sacking of Umbar, fighting in the armies of Gondor. He has ridden alongside our people in secrecy, his flashing blade carving the fury of lost times across the lines of our enemies. He has fought beside the folk of Elrond, has become great in wisdom and the art of war, and he has allies. The sons of Elrond, Elladan, and Elrohir are with us, and any of us would die for them gladly. For he is a great man. His destiny is larger than any chieftain before him. Days of glory await, and he truly has the strength to bring back the Twin Kingdoms and best Sauron in his own lair of deepening shadow. My Gavanan Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Aragorn Galadurthan, and welcome back to Middle-earth as we start anew with the Dúnedain. I was going to say Northern Dúnedain, but they're not called that. At the moment, they're still called the Dúnedain of Arnor, but the plan way back at the beginning was to change them just to Dúnedain. Anyway, by the by, when you load up version 5, you will also get this welcome message, and I always make a point of ensuring that I show it. Please do read through it, because it explains some of the basic concepts of Medieval 2 and also some features of DaC specifically. If you do have a read of that, you should then be well armed to know what differences are in this game that you may not be very well versed in, because you may be coming to this game from later ones. So we're playing as the Dúnedain with the sole purpose of reforging the Reunited Kingdom. Now, in order to get to the Reunited Kingdom, it will be some time, and before that, what we have to do is survive. The Dúnedain is still touted as being the hardest faction in Divide and Conquer, and some of the beta testers, if their comments are to be believed, suggest that it's been made even harder. And I would say that's probably because in version 5's version of the Dúnedain, you only have access to ranger units right up until the point that you either forge the Reunited Kingdom or you forge Arnor. So all of the Dúnedain recruitment comes from this one building line, which is very helpful. The Dúnedain War Camp, Barracks, and Royal Barracks. So you will note that until later on, we get Warden Scouts and Rangers. When we get to the second tier at the Barracks, then we can add in Cavalry, Blade Masters, and Armsmen. So we do still get a full roster, but noticeably missing in the early stages are the Cardlani units from Cardlan. We do, however, make up that with some Breland Militia, Archer Militia and Breland Militia getting thrown in for free there. Which is always nice to see, is it not? So we're starting at the beginning of the game. We have Fenris-Druinen as our capital. Fenris-Druinen is a small village, sadly, at the beginning of the game. It does not start particularly large. It does get a fair amount of recruitment options, but it isn't very big. We start with Amon Sûl, which is also a village, as you can see, which of course has the fort to the north, which you can rely on, and provided that nothing's changed, the battle map for Amon Sûl, whilst it is a village, is Amon Sûl, the watchtower. So it's a very defensible village whilst it's a village, and then as soon as it becomes a town, you stay in the town, as you might expect. And lastly, away to the south, you now start with Matraeth, something you didn't do in previous versions. In addition, the general who used to be in a fort in between Fornost and Annúminas has been moved. So it's Hervagil over here, and he now starts on the northern bound of the Weather Hills, rather than right in between those two, which gives you a target for them. There's a few rebel regions that we need to mop up, but first thing we want to do is utilize the first few turns of this moment of peace to try and go as hard as we can on economy. So I'm going to start that by making all of my buildings cheaper, particularly in Matraeth. I'm not at the moment going to try and train too many troops, because we're just going to absolutely just tank our economy.
Yes, my lord.
So we're going to use this moment to send some people out and about. So as you might imagine, High King Aragorn is our faction leader. He's called High King Aragorn because I assume the title cannot change later in the game. I can't really remember. It's been so long now since I looked into the Reunited Kingdom, I am afraid. Various core concepts of modding I can still remember, but more niche things like can you change the title of a leader mid-game. I assume the fact that he's called High King Aragorn at the start suggests that you cannot. So that'll be his name. Similarly, you cannot change the name of the faction. You can change the banner, but you can't change the name, and you can't change the colour. So once we become the Reunited Kingdom, our banner, this one right here, will change to the Reunited Kingdom, and the same one that flies along at the top. But our name will still be Dúnedain of Arnor, which is what it currently is. which is why I think just Dúnedain works better. But then they may have changed that. I mean, their team is free to do what they want. When I left, I did not want a legacy of them looking over their shoulder and thinking, oh, well, Galu was going to do this, so let's do this. I don't want it to be that way. Diplomacy at the start, we have Bree allied and the High Elves allied. Notably missing are the Dwarves of Ered Luin. We are not allied to them. We start at war with Angmar and Moria. And of course, we all know, though, the real threat of the Dúnedain campaign is the coming of Dunland. Every time I've played the Dúnedain in the past, I've always rushed for Tharbad to shut Dunland out, because then that bolsters Bree and it protects this whole area. Enedwaith normally deals with the problems in the south, and then you just have to try and basically pray that Enedwaith will... Oh, we don't even get a diplomat at turn 1. Where do we get our diplomat from? Oh, of course, yeah, we're one of the factions that don't. Oh, no, there you go. They comes from Amon Sûl. All right, let's get a diplomat out of early doors, because we're going to try and do that exact thing. We want to ally with Enedwaith as quickly as we can. So, that's our little overview at the beginning. There's very little to talk about at the beginning, I'm afraid, as is well noted, because there's only 3 regions with hardly any troops and no immediate regions really to go for. I mean, we'll try and take Tir Dhuin, but I want to just save the money for the moment to make sure that when all of these carpenter huts build in 2 turns, we can then build the next line of buildings, and then we'll get some units. And my thanks go to End Premi for digging through the Battle for Middle-earth files and finding the Tom Bombadil sound. And as I suggested I would, it is now the end turn sound. That end turn sound, along with all the music that you're going to hear in this playthrough, is all for my version only. When you download Divide and Conquer, when version 5 releases, whenever that will be, you will have Lord of the Rings music. But of course, I don't have that for copyright reasons on YouTube. So all I have music by Vindsvept and Adrian von Ziegler, and the links to both of their respective libraries and catalogues is in the description.
Honor. This tower will keep vigil over the lands. Yes.
This tower will keep vigil over the lands.
Hiding from the enemy.
Hiding from the enemy.
This tower will keep vigil over the lands.
Let's just get some sight engine. Right, Halbrand, I don't think you need to bother as much because it's Bree to your north. So we should probably take some of the units, I think. No, we have hardly any units. No, we shouldn't. We do have the use of 2 forts here, though. And we've got Hervigild's army. Do we move Hervigild's army out to try and take Fornost early, or is them...
I'm gonna stick you.
Are we then going to just struggle against Angmar for the rest of time? But then if we allow Angmar to take... We can't allow Angmar to take Fornost, can we? So let's sink our teeth into a battle with these rebels first. Always save before battles in any Medieval 2 game, whether or not you've modded it or not, because Medieval 2 is very old at this point.
Courage, men. We march into battle.
Now, what I am going to do along with this at some point this week, probably very early in the week, I like developer diaries, I'm keen to get it done, is do a developer diary. I'm not going to do a specific Reunited Kingdom one, though, because actually I don't think there is enough to talk about in just a Reunited Kingdom video. So I will talk about the Reunited Kingdom first in the developer diary, and then cover everything else that's changed, because there have been a fair few changes since we last did one. And not to mention the changes to the Reunited Kingdom. But the Reunited Kingdom at the moment is very much a code or a scripting effect of the game. There isn't actually very much sort of substance, if you will. That's not really the right word. I can't really think of the word that I mean. But at the moment, the Reunited Kingdom is quite simply do these things and you form the Reunited Kingdom. Or do these things and you form Arnor. And that's about it. There isn't then any sort of grand... There's not a load of units to go over with their different effects and stats or anything like that. And that's something that you should all be aware of as we play the Reunited Kingdom. There aren't really any bespoke RK units yet. There might be 1 or 2, but more are planned and they are not in the mod yet. But anyway, these are the Dúnedain units. So here are our bodyguards, the old troll hunter unit, made ages and ages ago by someone not in Divide and Conquer, and is still going because it looks so fantastic. They used to just be called troll hunters, as they say. Nice Númenórean steel bows, very powerful unit, 8 melee attack, 8 missile attack, 20 defense, and effective against armor, and I believe that's with their arrows as well. We've got some Dúnedain Rangers who will form the core of our army for some considerable time. Melee attack of 8, 220 meter range, very high accuracy, 7 missile attack, but their defense is a little lower. They inspire our forces though, which is quite nice. And as you can already tell, the Dúnedain are expert ambushers and we hide all over the place. And speaking of expert ambushing, it's something you have to get rather good at. Because your enemies, as we will see, the biggest feather in your cap as the Dúnedain is your incredible ranged attack stats. You get access to the Dúnedain Ranger, one of the best archers in the game, for humans. You get access to quite possibly the best archer in the game in terms of cost efficiency and availability, which is the Woodland Hunter. And much of your early roster revolves around archers. So what you have to do is you have to be sneaky. We're up against Orc Infantry, and something that you may have noticed immediately when we fought this is these units have been given new UI, and the small UI down the bottom. Lots of units in the version that I am playing for you right here on the screen. Lots of units have been given new portraits, so the images that you see down here. And that I will go through all in the developer diary this week, so look out for that. All right, we're at 20% killed, but now we need to give effect to the fact that... I should have split them better. All right, that'll rock their world a little bit, because a unit's just appeared out of nowhere. What we want to try and do is create an alleyway. So I really want them to get over there and turn and face. Yeah. Right, there we go. Now come back in. We need to try and, again, as I've already mentioned, we need to maximize kills by our archers. So you need to create these sort of portals of death. Portals of death. Valleyways. Valleyways, even worse. This sort of corridor of death where we shut down the enemy on both sides but still leave a shooting gallery open for our archers.
Much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Right, I think we... Did the enemy just die? No. If we can get the enemy general killed, then we could charge our archers in and it'll break the remaining ones. Although they've only got a captain and they're only bandits anyway. Look, they've broken and routed. Right, that'll break them. Yeah, so that saves our Dúnedain over there. Capture as many as you can, and then pull yourselves over here to block. Alright, so it's just this general's bodyguard left. Oh, the captain's command, I suppose, is probably a better word. They're not really a bodyguard, are they? And they will run away in a second.
The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
Kill a few more, kill a few more. So 13% of our army has died at the moment. What's Hervigil's healing like? Oh, well, we'll never know, because I'm not going to work all that out off the top of my head. I'm not going to sit here with a calculator and go through it. Dúnedain Rangers, 290, 254, absolutely smashing. But everyone really pulling their weight. The bodyguards were the only ones that I didn't really use. I had hoped that the enemy would try and attack the bodyguards. They usually do. They tend to always just beeline for your bodyguard, so that's why I moved him away to the left. And that would then hopefully get them to swing round in front of my archers, thus giving me even more of a gallery. Also, do bear in mind, Dúnedain bodyguards are absolute monsters in melee, so do not be afraid to throw them in. I'm really hoping that I can do well in this campaign, because the Dúnedain are routinely considered the hardest, and even to this day, I still get comments on the channel. I had one only 2 weeks ago of people moaning about how hard the Dúnedain is, and do we not understand the concept of fun when we made this faction? Like things like that. People really throwing their rattles out of the pram because the Dúnedain is hard. Now, obviously, for veteran players, no faction really is hard. If you are really good at the battles and you can cheese them till the cows come home, then no faction is difficult for you. That is just something that we all know well. But if you are relatively new to Medieval 2 specifically, or Divide and Conquer, but I would say if you're new to Medieval 2, the difference in the game style from the later games is such a jump that some people probably will find it difficult. Particularly units, as we saw in my Dúnedain campaign, where units take a very long time to obey your orders. Oh, look at that. We can have an army of Bree. I am going to field all of that, actually. And I will happily pay those 2,650 gold coins, because my plan to... I'll take the bandits as well. What the hell? We're probably losing money now. Oh, no, we're making 1,000. Brilliant. Right, Betrayed, you are our primary... 271 people live here. Holy hellfire. Mostly Dúnedain in culture, though. Right, what's going to be the best for money? We're going to have to be a bit methodical at the beginning, I'm afraid. So if you do like fast and you're not bothered about the actions on the campaign map. You may not enjoy this campaign much, particularly in the early days. Okay, so that would bump our trade up from 77 to 170, which is pretty swing. That's an extra 100 gold coins, but we pay 5,100 for the privilege. A grain exchange by comparison will take the trade up by barely 7 gold coins, but it adds a 50 gold coin bonus for 765. I think that's a much better payback. That would take 51 turns to pay for itself, whereas that would take about 15 turns to pay for itself, something like that. Maybe a little less when you factor in the trade. So arguably considerably better value for money. Purely because of the flat 50 gold bonus, actually. I think I am going to go for that, though. We can't afford to go down the route of just getting all carpenters' huts and things. We do need to just... see, that has a 40 income, so we'll take that. You definitely, though, actually, you're going to be our primary defensive point, so take a militia garrison first. You can take a leather town, and then... Alright, so that's almost all of our money used up. But that's okay, I think those are good options. And we will now send Halbarad south as quickly as we can. We should train some more troops, though. We've got the forts to put them in. Fenestrin, maybe not so much. We get attacked by the goblins in Fenestrin a lot. Now, something that is very worth mentioning as early as possible, I should have mentioned it even earlier, is that the script for the Reunited Kingdom is entirely dependent on Aragorn surviving, as you might expect, because he actually is the king. So it makes sense somewhat that he is needed. Oh, Gothug, have you got Barrowites? Oh, bloody hell. Bloody hell! Sworn ever to your service when at peace or when at war. We're not going to take Dead Man's Dyke anytime soon, I don't think, so those 8 turns of just besieging it are likely to be folly. But we are still making at least a little bit of money. Arathor is about to finish off the borders. Now, Aragorn has the Grey Company, who, since version 4, I think, have been dismounted. So no longer is he an absolute powerhouse of a soul unit who can just run around the... world with his cavalry archers, kiting everyone till the cows come home. I've used cows come home twice already, but honestly, the cows rarely come home, so it's a very rare occurrence. Oh, someone's trying to spy on us and has died. He can kite people for days, or he used to be able to, but now he's just a really solid military commander in melee. So you have to be a bit more careful with Aragorn than you did in the past. Oh, we're outnumbered 2-1. They've got 2 units of Black Pit archers, which is a bit of a pain in the neck because they're actually pretty good. The trolls are the big problem here. The trolls will just make mincemeat of us. And of course the bloody Barrowites. 15 attack, 21 defense, and 2 hit points. They're effective against armor. They frighten enemies. I don't think we are going to get Dead Man's Dyke. I'm not going to throw his life away. Why throw your lives away? Yes, my lord. We're not going to throw your life away, Hergvigil. Oh, Dunland! So it begins. Come at me. Take the Dúnedain Rangers with you. My little Breeland mercenary army will do what needs to be done. You can rely on the men of Bree to hold anything. Yes, my lord. Throw them a small bone and they will defend you like a valiant and noble dog. Yes, where should we try and take then? Hervigil, your army shouldn't be used to do nothing. Maybe a Numinas, but it's just really too far away. I'm thinking if we keep ourselves centered over here and hit Angmar from our side, that's probably better. We can come back and worry about Fornos when we've actually got some money, which at the moment we don't have. 1 turn till that's ready, 2 turns till that's ready, but we're now losing 500 gold coins. Oh, because I've just taken you out and you have 200 upkeep. Curses. Yes, my lord. I think we should use the money that we have got to train an additional unit, and then chuck it in the fort. Well, why don't you guys go in the fort for now? There's been quite a few fort-based changes around the world, and again, because I'm going to do a developer diary so soon to the start of this video, I won't go through them now. But, well, why not? Cirith Ungol is no longer a settlement. Its region has been moved to the eastern side of Mordor, and the vast region of Nirn has been divided into 2 regions. Something you'll see, as I say, in the developer diary. So Cirith Ungol is now a fort. It is a standard fort, but it's got its own unique campaign strategy model, because in a very clever little twist, I think, the elite dwarf merged the campaign strategy model of Minas Morgul and Cirith Ungol into the same file, which I thought was very clever, and I liked that.
Yes.
Hello. How are we today?
We shall engage.
We must take the fight to these scum.
Prevail.
Do not let the Dunlendings get any sense of the word civilization. We must keep them in the squalor and filth for which they are so well known.
Yes, my lord.
Do we think Aragorn can take Tirthuin on his own? Probably not. Could he take it if we take some rangers with him? Probably. Yeah, let's form up a little army, Aragorn, and you can lead it.
With honor. Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
We'll make camp here.
We'll make camp here
By your command.
by all command.
Yes, my lord.
Tirthuin will be ours. This crappy little backwater village that is absolutely useless to all will be ours. But once we take Tharbad, that's when we've shut Dunland down. But the real part of the plan is getting Enedwaith on as early as possible.
Tomorrow's journey planned out.
And Arafort and Hervigil will combine together
yes,
to
my lord.
give Angmar a little bit of our minds, a little piece of our mind. Let them know that the strength of Arnor lives on. That in these arms, in these hands, the future of Middle-earth is secured. Damn it! Right. Dunland comes. Dunherd Berserkers. 8 attack, 8 charge, 5 defense. Oh! Do you know what we call 5 defense in the Dúnedain world? We call that arrow fodder. Clan Levy Spearmen, who should be hopefully trash. But then let's not forget here that we're dealing with an army of Bree. Although Archer Militia aren't too bad, he says. We have to wait till we get into the game to see our Archer Militia. And we have got Journeymen who are crossbows. But then they don't really have anything that's got any armour, so the crossbows are fairly useless. Donkheith. Brennan's Krabangard. Oh, that's an interesting new name for them. Effective against armor, 19 defense. This might be harder than we first thought. Toast! Right, in we go.
Attack.
Let's do it. Oh, ha! We've got 1 unit of Dúnedain Rangers. We've got her... What's his name? Yeah, it's not Hervigil, is it? He's the only named one. Oh, what is your name? Halbarad of the North. There we are. Does Halbarad have a unique bodyguard? Yes, he gets Dúnedain Steel Bowmen. Oh, Halbarad, you beauty. Dúnedain Steel Bowmen are one of the best archers in the entire game. They are armor-piercing with their with their bows. They can use sharpened stakes, which is always nice. They frighten enemy infantry as well, and they have a 7 missile attack with a 15 melee attack and a 20 total defense. Steel arrows, armor-piercing. There, it does list it just there, which is very cool. Journeymen, of course, are armor-piercing. That's one of the few actual bonuses of the fact that crossbows are otherwise just utter trash. Tharbad is yet to be a custom settlement. It is on the list, but something that I have noted by just browsing through the Dropbox of late is RK hasn't done much of late. I don't know if he still is actually part of the mod team, and it was RK that was going to redo Tharbad, but the Elite Dwarf has been doing a lot of work on battle maps, so I wonder if he's stepping up to that plate. Right, how best are we going to do this? Now, the enemy is going to group up there first of all, so I think what we should do in first instance is charge all of our archers forward so that they can shoot at the enemy as they filter out of that gate area. And then crossbows don't worry as much. We don't have much in the way of defense. When the time comes... Oh, of course, I need to... When the moment is right... We need to create our corridor, because again, we have way more archer units here than we have any right to have. So we create a little corridor with the others, and we'll put the archers in these gaps. So we can start with our crossbowmen being there. Alright, everybody sprint. Let's do this. Speed it up. Right, get into positions, and then just unleash everything you've got while they're flooding out of that gate. The Archer Militia from Bree won't be able to shoot, unfortunately, because whilst Bree is my second favourite faction after Dol Amroth, I am aware of their limitations. Speaking of which, actually, your limitations are such that you should probably run back already, because you're not actually going to be of any use, really. Bandits! Right, bandits, give yourself a bit more room there. Right, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. We should be faster than them. Do you have a bit of a speed boost? Dun, 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 dun. No, not by the looks of it. Movement speed 100%. Yeah, no, it's the same as them. That's alright then. That just means we can outrange. We can run as fast as they can run, so they won't catch us. Archer, militia. Oh, you're in runaway mode. Don't be in runaway mode. We killed 5% of them. That's not bad. That's not bad. For now, just get behind the line. Oh, what are you doing, journeyman? Alright, no, that's perfect. Look, they've gone exactly where we need them to go. Turn of face. Kraban's guard. That's the one that we need to really focus on. Berserkers are flaunting themselves down the middle there. Keep them at a distance. Keep them at a distance. Keep them at a distance. I get the idea, mate. It's alright. Alright. Kraban's guard. Let's be hitting those. Come on. Stand up! Stand up! Stand up now! Yes! Oh, we love to see it. We love to see it. Yes! Cut them all down. Make them bleed. Make them bleed. The Dunlandings.
If we continue like this,
Verminous filth!
the enemy.
Dúnedain Rangers, hit the Kraban guard there for me, please. We Dúnedain will fight for you. You bloody well will. You don't have a chance in that one. Oh, they've got a lot more archers than us, though. Oh, and now that battle is joined, it's not favourable. What do you do? Oh, it's Boromir. Move up there. Let's run the Rangers round. Come on. Come on. Are you just going to have to tank it, Halbarad? Just don't get struck by a stray arrow or something. Those pikes need shooting in the back. Be ready, archers! Ah, yeah, look, now that we're in melee,
Our foes appear to be gaining the upper hand in this battle.
it's not going to go well. Shoot those pikes in the back. All of our melee forces are melting under the fire of Dunland. Breland militia, letting me down. I fought for you. I spoke well of your people. Oh, those berserkers don't like being shot in the back, though. Might get the journeyman freed. And the Rangers should cut through those pikemen. Come on. Even if we win this, we're never going to be able to hold Darbad. Oh, this Kraban guard made it to our archers. Don't let them shoot at you. Oh, and those archers have just been completely gutted. Oh, by other Kraban guard. Oh, for God's sake. No, I don't think we can win this. Come on. Pull over here. That's the only annoying problem with Dunland. Their general's bodyguard is absolutely ridiculous in melee.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Alright, Dúnedain Rangers, that's not a fight that we want you to be taking. Those pikemen have just completely gutted that other force. Come on. You didn't kill a single... Nah, it's over. It's over. Pull out now before we're dead.
Defeat is a bitter drop to swallow.
They only lost 451, we lost 1,000. Massively overestimated the Breland army. Oh, we have to pull back and lick our wounds. But we'll make more money again now because our army died. And we can at least withdraw back to our territory. We shouldn't have lost Halbrad there, I don't think. But much remains to be seen. Come on, Halbrad. Come on, have snuck away for me, please. You know you want it.
Back.
Yes.
We must regroup.
Bandits, if you dare come near me.
Pulling back from the walls.
I mean, I have no... Oh, thank goodness for that. Alright. A quest for a hero. Chieftain Aragorn. These are dark times we live in. A shadow covers the lands of Middle-earth. Whispers of a great evil lurking in the east. It is said that the Nine have left Minas Morgul and are travelling west across the lands as we speak. I have a feeling that a storm is coming and we should be prepared. It would be best if you travelled to the city of Bree in order to acquire information about all that had happened beyond our borders. You should go to the Prancing Pony where many good travellers rest from their long journey. Perhaps there are men from the south or dwarves from the eastern provinces that can provide us with valuable information. Right now, my friend, and may your journey be blessed. Oh, for goodness sake.
Your orders, my lord. Yes.
What on earth is that army from Moria?
Orders. We'll make camp here.
I mean, it's all trash, but how much trash? So
My
much
lord.
trash.
Yes. Your orders, my lord.
All right, Halbrad, you failed me. A war camp costs. We're never going to be able to get a
Yes,
war
my
camp up in
lord.
time. We don't have any money.
Yes.
All right, now we've started a war, but Dunland would have attacked us anyway. It is better to take the fight to them. The goblins coming across. I could really do with the high elves doing well today.
Your orders, my lord. Yes, my lord.
Assembly gone.
Men of Rudar.
Yes. Making camp here.
Your
There's a
orders,
region in the
my lord.
Rudar lowlands. Why can't I find it?
Yes, my lord.
Right, you're off to
Making
Bree.
camp here.
We've got some more Dúnedain rangers. I mean, I can't do anything with them.
My lord.
Send one of those back to the fort so that they're free upkeep when they come out.
Your will.
You're going to go in there and be free upkeep again, which would mean we'll make money.
Continuing
We've got the other ranger unit from in here. What should we build? Try and get a leather tanner in, because we will make money again, particularly when they go in. We'll make about 600, which is enough for that leather tanner, and then that will give us another 40. Can we disrupt Angmar's forces in the north? We're already at war with Angmar, of course, so they will attack us straight away. So again, pushing them as best we can. It's going to be a massive blow that we just lost that bad battle. If we'd had more Dúnedain rangers, alas, I thought the men of Bree would be perfect. It's not to be. Oh, I will send an emissary. Oh, while entering the Prancing Pony, Aragorn had a chat with the owner. It seems the Grey Wizard left a letter for Aragorn which states the following. LSR, dark have been the times of late, and if I am right, I might have stumbled on the darkest secret of all. I cannot tell you my suspicions in this letter. It might fall in the wrong hands, but I hope I can count on your help. You must search for the creature Gollum in the Rudar uplands. His appearance will be somewhat orcish, and he will travel alone. It is imperative that you locate him before the dark forces find him. The Nine have indeed left Minas Morgul as the rumours told. I myself will ride to Minas Tirith to do some more research. Meet me here in the Prancing Pony as soon as you have located and captured Gollum. Hurry, LSR. Time is of the essence.
Yes, my lord.
The Rudar uplands are still rebel-held at the
Making
moment.
camp here.
orders. As you wish.
There we go, a bit more money. Oh, you damn absolute bastards. Chuck on.
Your will, yes.
Did you get your garrison building up? Yes! Yes! Come at me, you filthy orc vermin! I'll defend. I'll defend
Yes, my
like
lord.
you've never seen. We will cut every single one of you down where you stand.
Without question.
We are beset on all sides, but we cannot fail. The people of Bree are relying on us. We must support them. No, we definitely need to go to Dúnedain War Camp here, actually, I think, because there's no other troops coming here. That is your lot. And you don't have a garrison building, so we need to just save the monies that we're going to get and get that Dúnedain War Camp up and then bolster the forces over there. Eladan, what are you guys up to? Go and hit the goblins, please.
Your orders, my lord.
Oh, I forgot about you. Oh, and look at the... Where are you getting these armies from? Where are you getting these armies from? There is no mercy. No mercy anywhere.
The enemy has surrounded us.
We are besieged. Now, this is to see, are we going to be fighting in Amon Sûl? 2 units of Dúnedain volunteers. Welcome to the fight. Captain Nagug, your army is absolute trash. The worst army composition I've ever seen. The best unit in your army is your Warg Riders. And if this is going to be Amon Sûl, they ain't gonna do jack. Please be Amon Sûl. Please say that's not broken and that's still a feature. Another feather in my cap, actually. Yes, I was the person that made it so that the village battle map of Ostsûl is Amon Sûl. So get stuffed, all of you naysayers. Get stuffed indeed. All right, how best to defend Amon Sûl, I hear you cry. Choke them in, fire death upon them. Oh, we've only got 1 unit of archers. Oh, God. Not as easy to choke them in when you only have 1 unit of archers. Do what must be done. No, my lord Aragorn. We are alone. Ready yourselves. Dun, 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 dun. Take on a bit of a wider angle. Here they come. Dúnedain volunteers, as you might imagine, are just like all of our other Dúnedain units, but with a sword. We know these lands. Although the Dúnedain Rangers do have a unique look, which is courtesy of someone not in the mod again. I can't remember who. I want to say Louis Lux actually created that Dúnedain Ranger model. I can't remember. I don't think it was added. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember. My mind fails me. Right, here come the Wargs. So at least we're going to get the benefit of killing off the general first of all. Be ready. Keep out of sight. Keep out of sight. Won't need the archers for this bit. There we are. Alright, that's will be the general killed. Yeah, he's already dead. That next unit's coming up the ramp though, so... Reform the lines. Right, let's move the spears forward because they're going to need to go forward sooner rather than later. The Wargs are the best unit in the enemy army. So even though they're easy to kill, they do obviously kill things. So that was not unexpected. Not really getting the best out of that, are we? It's because they're coming up the hill in dribs and drabs. Alright. Target the archers because they're likely to stay at the back, whatever happens. Oh, they're not going to do the stupid running through thing, are they? Pull back. Don't sprint in, don't sprint in, don't sprint in, don't sprint in. This is... I don't doubt we'll win this, to be honest, despite how horrendously outnumbered we are. The enemy here is so trash that I just don't think it's going to matter. And we are so good that we are just going to cut them down. There isn't anything else I fear. The Warg was the only unit that I think could actually do some damage. Everything else is just absolute, as I say, trash. But we do need to pin them in place so that the archers have something to target. There we go. Nice big pit of death here. 20% of them have died, but 13% of us have died, which doesn't bode well. Remember, though, the Dúnedain Rangers are very good in melee when called upon.
The battle seems to be swinging in our favour.
So we've already got massive routing.
Victory emerge.
They're just so weak-willed, the goblins. They're so easy to rout. The mere presence of more units is usually enough, as you're seeing here. We're up to 42% of them are down. They do have some more coming up the stem, but they're just snagger again. They'll just rout again. That's all they know how to do.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Capture as many as you can. Keep chasing them down the hill, boys.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
Capture as many as we can. Only up to 66%. No, you're not going to get any more. Many of them will flee.
Is utterly vanquished.
340 kills. 313 kills.
As the day of our most
Glorious victory. It's easy to win victories against goblins. Morale. Morale is your secret extra company that you forgot you had. Your morale is absolutely ridiculous. Dúnedain, do not run away. Although you'll all remind me of that when inevitably in the future they will run away. And we have already ourselves run away. Although tactically retreating is not running away. There's a difference between throwing your weapons in the air, screaming and running for the hills, and forming an orderly retreat.
The day is ours.
And we've tactically retreated. The goblins have run away. Holy hellfire. I think we might lose Hervagil and, I don't even know your name, Arafor, sorry. Fornagarth. Holy Christ on a sword with lots and lots of oranges around him. What is that? Where did you get that army from, you cheating bastards? That is fake outrage, because I know exactly where they get the army from, because I know exactly how these factions were created. Many of them have not been edited since we created them, and we're the ones that gave them these stupid armies. So I have no one but myself to blame. I can't imagine in a million years we're going to win that. There's just no way. There's just too many armies, and the men of Ruadau aren't the garbage trash that the... Particularly the bloody... Oh, you're Ruadau Haskell's. Ah, you are a unique general. Ooh, interesting. You're the only general as well. The other ones would all run away. I mean, I can try and run, but then we have to fight the next one. But then there might be less people involved.
Rally to me, men.
Yeah, there's one less army involved, so that helps us a bit. And the primary enemy is in front of us. Yeah, so 700 of their units have just been negated. Oh, you're just 2 units of wild graders. If we could get the spears to take you, it might be all right. Nah, this is a loss. There's just no way. I didn't think Angmar would get this many troops this far north this quickly.
Muster your courage, men.
So we have come in only the first episode. We've already met a goblin auto-generated army that it gets at turn 1 and is using against us, a Dunlending auto-generated army that it gets at turn 1 and is now using against us, and an Angmar auto-generated army at turn 1. But without these auto-generated armies, though, because we will weather this storm, don't you worry. Without these difficulties, the campaign would be a doddle. Imagine if we'd rocked up here and there is no army defending this place. Or if we'd gone to Tharbad and there were only a few Dunlendings within it. The situation then drastically changes. Now, the only thing we really have to our advantage is the fact that most of our army can hide. But even then, that's not really going to do anything. Dun 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 dun. Oh, you can't hide when you're in shield wall. But we would be foolish not to use this hill, because it's just the best fighting spot for miles around. The cavalry is what's going to kill us. The wargs are going to kill us here. Unless we have positioned ourselves... No, they're all coming from in front of us, aren't they? Yeah. The wargs are going to kill us, and they're going to win because of that.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
So that's the main army we've got to deal with. The best unit... Well, if we can kill their general, then we... Angmar units, or Ruadau units, sorry, don't have very good morale. So they have better morale than Snagger, don't get me wrong, but they don't have... They're not going to stand and fight once the general dies. That's the core. That's the message. But killing that general is not going to be easy. Killing this is... Hold on. Oh dear. Also, because I ran away and didn't auto-resolve, unless we win here, we are dead. Hervigil and Arafor will both die unless we win this battle. It's alright, everyone. They're not custom generals, so it doesn't count towards the general kill total, right? At the moment, the only thing they can see is Hervigil standing on the hill. Well, no, now they know that all of our archers are here. Ready yourselves. Yeah, pikeman's not a bad shout. Take them out. Where is the general? There he is. Rudar Huskarls. Rudar's armor-piercing, armored berserkers. There were 166 of them. We're going to get a few volleys in. Remember, we've got steel bowmen. They'll do well. Charge, my brothers! Interesting. The hillmen just casually cutting in front there. Oh, the enemy has teeth.
Defeat seems almost certain.
Yeah, defeat absolutely is certain. We're just getting absolutely annihilated. Angmar archers are, of course, actually good at shooting things. And they've already... Yeah, no, it's just going to be a loss, I'm afraid. There's nothing more I can do. We're just woefully outnumbered. The enemy is at least competent, unlike the goblins. And if we don't target their archers with our archers will just get killed. So we can't even use the, like, make them focus on an enemy and then kill them that way tactic, because it just won't work. It's just over. There's just nothing more to be done here. So we've killed off 2 generals. Aragorn's sticking around in the countryside, and Dunland have smashed my hope of taking Tharbad, and thus cutting them out of the game. Our ranger line falls because there are only wardens. They're surrounded on all fronts. The wargs and the reinforcements haven't even arrived yet. Well, in fact, they're not even going to get them involved because they don't need them. And here I was hoping that we'd just find a little Angmar village with no one inside of it, but this is just going to cost us massively. But we have to fight to the death, as I say. We can't run away. If I quit, they will just be killed. There is no withdrawing now. Should have auto-resolved the first battle and let them lose and retreat, and we would have kept the generals alive then. Let's speed it up. No point watching in slow motion as our nation is killed off. We've only killed a quarter of the enemy. Get in there. With our large two-handed axes, we do what we can.
Pray something changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
Oh, someone's dead already. Arafor's gone. They didn't even get the general involved in the end. We cut him down to 41 people. Alright, there's Hervigil. That fella right there is Hervigil. That's right, it wasn't Aragorn, it wasn't Halberad. It's not over yet. This is an absolutely ridiculously sized army. Oh, and I think we're going to try and take Fornost. Oh dear.
Our general lies slack. We've been dealt a stinging defeat today.
546. That was just atrociously bad. There was just nothing else I could have done. If I had kept the archers hidden around the side and then sprung them out for sort of a trap-like effect, the enemy would have just pulled their forces away. And we can't kite. You can kite, obviously. You can run away and skirmish. But it only really works with cavalry archers because you can't fire back because you run at the same speed as your enemy. So unless you start running really quickly,
No, my lord.
it's just nothing to be done. But at least we make some money now, and we've got some troops that we can train. There you go, 1,693. Right, troops are going to be more important than the barracks in Matrice for now, I think. It's just a shame that we've had to lose a general to get to that point.
Yes. With honor. We can go no further, my lord.
Alright. Oh, you can't even train anything. Do you not even have a town? Oh dear, no we don't. What's our town watch called? The Stone Circle, yeah. Alright, build one of them first, because otherwise this building has no purpose. Alright. Retrain what you can. Dúnedain scouts, yes please. And we will take the Breland militia, if for no other reason than to just camp there. Similarly, can you give me some of your better units? We'll put them in forts and things, but let's just get a full swath of troops, distribute them around the forts around the north, and see what we can do.
Yes, my lord.
Enedwaith.
Yes. If only
We
I
march for
could,
Enedwaith.
without question.
I don't know how long Aragorn has to stay in there, but we want to try and get his quest done as quickly as possible so there's no risk of him getting killed off, because that is a very real risk. It's just a shame that we don't have a general in Amon Sûl. We can get a general from Dúnedain in 21 turns. Holy hellfire. No, we're not getting anyone anytime soon. Oh, Hervagil was adopted into the family. That's interesting. Oh, yes, because he was man of the hour, wasn't he? But no, that's all right. Aragorn and Halbrand can't die because then our nation is dead. But with Amon Sûl having a garrison up at least, it will take Angmar a lot to break in and take that. Similarly, once we can train some troops from Matrice, we will get Tharbad, and then we will break Dunland at Tharbad over and over and over again. Oh, an adoption. Yes, the game takes pity on us. After tracking the footsteps and traces of the creature Gollum for days, it has become clear the creature no longer inhabits the Rhudaur uplands. It is very likely that he's been captured by servants of the Dark Lord. The trail went south for many miles until it was no longer clear which direction Gollum went. I would be best to return to Bree and report to Gandalf as soon as possible. We'll not be happy to hear about the disappearance of Gollum, but perhaps he can shine a light on why this creature is of such importance. It is best to travel to Bree directly, since the lands are becoming more dangerous every day. While searching for Gollum, Aragorn managed to master the skills to use King's Foil when treating wounds.
Your orders, my lord.
Alas. Casual recovery, public health.
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
Oh, hello, Angmar.
Making camp
Goblins,
here.
sorry. You come again. Did Matrice get its building? Yes. Oh, it was already building that, wasn't it? Of course. Idiot. God. Struth. Do we get Breland units from... If it made mention of an auxiliary barracks. But no, evidently not here. Oh, and there's the woodland camp. That's what gives us the hunters and the lumbermen. Oh, if you can get that up. Yes, please. In fact, I would go for that next, actually, because the huntsmen are fantastic. I've mentioned the hunt. Let's just have a quick look and show you why they're so good. So, woodland hunters cost 425 gold coins, and they take 2 turns. They have a missile attack of 5. There are 125 of them in the unit. A Dúnedain Ranger costs 930, so you can get 2 units of Woodland Hunters for the space of 1 Dúnedain Ranger. The Dúnedain Ranger has a missile attack of 7, and there are 101 of them. So you could have 250 5-damage archers for the cost of 1 Dúnedain Ranger. Not to mention the upkeep on the Hunters is only 155, so the upkeep is 300 instead of 200, but you're getting 250 5-missile damage Rangers, basically. Right, Woodland Hunters are useless in melee, so do not let the enemy get to you, but archers should never be in melee anyway, so that's almost a moot point. Ah, those bloody rebels have gone and stood on our watchtower. We can't see anything. Can you trade me a spy? No, someone could trade me a spy, couldn't it? Dúnedain could. No, it costs 350, we're not getting that anytime soon. Aragorn's making his merry way. They're going to get some Bree units. We will send those scouts somewhere else. Although, actually, I want to go and take Tirthuin. The goblins have run their mouth off and killed their army on our walls.
Yes, my lord.
You are going to become the governor of
We can
Amon Sûl.
go no further.
No
my
point
lord.
leaving you in Fenestrine, and that's a waste of your talents. And in fact, with all these troops we're training, take those two with you.
By your command.
Oh, why don't you just nip in and take it right now? Better.
You command.
Better. Yeah. What gives us the Breland Militia? Because then that's the building that we want. Oh, it's the Dúnedain War Camp. Ah, so if you can get them, you're going to get them. If you are going to be able to get them, it's per region, not. It's not a building. It is denoted by the region. So similarly, Sûl gives them. Yes. Yes.
My lord. Your orders, my lord.
Alrighty. Diplomat, you almost there?
Yes, my lord.
This episode, as you
Yes.
can already
I
tell,
shall continue
is
tomorrow.
an hour long in celebration of the start of this great campaign. Oh, that was almost in rhythmic time with the music, wasn't it? I really enjoy playing in Eriador. I enjoy this whole area. I enjoy the challenging starts that these often give. And I welcome it all.
Yes, my lord.
Yes.
Oh, come on, Brog. Oh. Dear, oh dear, Aragorn, you're hellishly overpowered. Oh, well.
An honourable.
Goodness
glorious
gracious. I knew you guys were good. 18 attack, 6 charge, 34 defense. Holy hell. And they're relentless. They can't be staggered. Which isn't factored into the AI's calculation because the auto-resolve doesn't know that that's a thing. Didn't realise they were that good. Goodness.
With honour.
Oh, absolutely well done, sir. Chuffed with that result. Right, let's just put you in the fort.
My lord. As you wish.
I'm honestly not that bothered about the death of Hervigil or Arafor. Neither of them are famous people.
Your orders.
Neither of them are family members, and neither of them had custom bodyguards, so they are eminently replaceable. We're retraining those as well, which is nice. You can always retrain mercenary units within the region that you can acquire them. If you're wondering why I'm able to retrain those units despite not being able to physically train those units, it is because of
my
that.
lord.
All right, let's take Tyr Thuin and then call an end to today's shenanigans. There's nothing really else over here we need. Oh, you're very close to being... Let's lower that tax rate and get that growth going. Turn you into a town as quickly as we can.
Your orders, my lord.
This is the benefit of the goblins. The goblins will come at you a lot, but the goblins are garbage.
Yes, my lord.
We shall
They're just
engage.
They're just the worst
We shall
nation in this
prevail.
whole game. They are the faction that relies on absolutely
We
swarming
attack.
you. And as we've just seen with Aragorn, even when they swarm you, they still lose. So they're just awful. They're just awful. They don't have any redeeming qualities, which is why they're desperately
For
in
the
need of a
moment, the
revamp.
fortune of battle goes our way.
And Moria...
Remains
Ah,
as
yes,
such.
Moria are the ones who are not being revamped in this next version. Instead, they're finishing off the Dunland rework, which is pretty much in the bag. Reunited Kingdom is taking the focus, and that's your lot. Have them ready, and then come and stand here, actually, because you can almost certainly fire from that range. You've got cracking range. It's these guys that we want to do the killing. There we are. Alright, they will run out. They're not going to sit there and just tank the fire, surely. Well, they are going to. Alright, well, this is an easy win. We'll take easy wins, though, because we're going to need them. So, whenever the game offers them up to me, I will scoop them up as I would a big bowl of iced cream.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Do not want any of them getting involved, and ideally we don't want any of them getting involved either. So, sprint away. This guy replenishes, so... Curl them around. I can't believe he ignored the bodyguard. The one's actually killing him. He's like, nah, we'll give them a pass. Give them a miss. Well, thank you for the free kill, Orcabal. Thank you for proving that orcs really do not have any brains inside those tiny little skulls. The sprite running animation is very amusing to me. They look like they're really trying their hardest to sprint. Alright, who's got the... who wants to take him out? That was a good little arrow a moment ago. Hit him right in the shoulder. You can tank it, though. As all generals can. When the AI controls them, they're always bloody invincible.
Our men are in command of the city.
There we go.
Be awed by the victory we have won here today.
Ah, the kinslaying. When people say that elves are infallible and do no wrong and Tolkien holds them on a pedestal, they have not read the Silmarillion. They are not aware of the absolutely unashamed massacre and murder simply because the elves who made some ships had the tenacity to not let Fëanor take them. Although, I mean, Fëanor did have a... Fëanor, sorry. He did have what he saw as a just cause. His family had been wronged. Melkor had pretty much shafted him and his entire family line, and so he sets out on a quest of vengeance, and the only elves that happen to know how to make ships are the only way, of course, that he's going to get across to Middle-earth and chase Melkor down and right this fairly sizable wrong. And those elves say, "Nah, mate, we don't like what you're about. We don't agree with your cause, and we don't like you. So on your bike." Like, what would you do? I too would draw my sword and massacre half of their population. Why wouldn't you? But no, I mean, you can kind of understand why he'd get annoyed. Can't really condone the fact that he slaughters them all and steals their ships. But why the Teleri don't just help him, I've always thought is just a plot point for the sake of needing a plot point. I must confess. It's one of those where I really do think it could have done with a bit more time in the oven. Because Fëanor had been objectively wronged. He'd created these grand jewels. Melkor had brought shame on his family, stolen them, and then buggered off. And then the Teleri are just like, "Nah, we don't agree with your cause, so you're not going to get it." It's like, hang on a minute. The cause of evil in the entire world has stolen these items of beauty and brought chaos to Valinor, and you won't let us simply sail across the sea to chase him. Like, what harm are you going to befall if you sail us there? We'll even let you sail yourselves back. You don't even have to fight. Just literally carry us across and then come back again. But the elves say no. And I honestly do think it's just one of those. There needed to be a conflict. So that's what Tolkien put in at the time. But it could have definitely done with more work. More time in the oven. In my opinion, anyway. Right, that is going to end episode number 1. I don't actually think it's as bad as you might think. Because we've got another... We've only really lost one general. Because Arahad has now joined the family, which helps anyway. And because he's adopted in, he's replaced Hervigil in any event. Hervigil obviously was a good general. He had a high command star. But we've managed to take Tirthum, which is another 300 gold coins. Because of the death of all of those forces, we are able to build some buildings that we would like to have built. And we're able to then flesh out, ideally, forces here to push back Dunland, who are a more pressing and immediate concern. Angmar are still going to waste themselves on all the rebel regions over here, and ideally on Ered Luin as well.
My lord, without question.
Enid Wythe have not yet...
Yes,
there you go. How many turns have I got left to talk to you for that 750 gold coins? 2 turns, brilliant. Yeah.
Yes, my lord.
We'll talk to him in the next one.
Journey planned out.
Alright, so there we are. Aragorn's quest is well underway. We get Gandalf at some point along that quest line as well. Or I think he just comes at a certain point. I can't remember what when Gandalf spawns. I think it's it's either a number of turns or to do with Aragorn's script. But we'll find out together. We get Gandalf in any event. And then, of course, if he dies, he comes back as the White. So we always get a reprieve on our general killing ways. But for now, that's going to end, though. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. Stay tuned for the rest of this week for the Developer Diary, obviously, and then there'll be another episode and then a live stream on Saturday morning, and we will go from there. Push forward into the unknown. But until then, my friends, Navair and Eden Pedabad Melonin, and farewell.